Hi, everybody, and welcome to my capstone presentation, Compassion Fatigue Among Hawaii Telehealth Social Workers. Today, we're going to start with our abstract. If everyone would take a moment just to pause this video and read through the abstract, that would save us a lot of time, and I appreciate it. I'll give you that moment, and we'll go back. We're going to start today here with compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue is described as the profound emotional and physical exhaustion that helping professionals and caregivers can develop over the course of their career. Addition, we'll look at vicarious trauma. Vicarious trauma is described as a profound shift workers experience in their worldview when they work with people who have experienced trauma. It happens when the stories we hear from the people we serve transfer onto us in a way that we too are traumatized by the experience being recalled. Burnout. Burnout is the feeling that what you are doing has stopped making a difference. This is the result of stress and frustration caused by the workplace. Burnout can happen in many professions, jobs, roles in your life. Next, we need to look at telebehavioral health. Throughout the past 25 years, social workers and other practitioners have begun to use telebehavioral health to expand access to care for clients and patients who are unable to come to their appointments easily in person. Examples of telebehavioral health would be telephones, video conferencing, email, text message, and more. In April 2020, a stay-at-home order was put into place in the U.S. as a safety measure in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The stay-at-home order required that all Americans were confined to their homes, including their caregivers. The order also disrupted many services for individuals with health, mental health, and substance abuse issues. During COVID-19, usage of telebehavioral health services were significantly increased, which is kind of what our study is looking at also, trying to see during COVID-19 how we're looking at compassion fatigue in comparison with telebehavioral health usage, and if it has a relationship. With that being said, it's why do this study? Studies about compassion fatigue are often focused on how many professionals are experiencing compassion fatigue, how it affects them emotionally and physically, and the resilient factors involved. Current data lacks substantial information on compassion fatigue and if it is affected by telebehavioral health usage or not when pertaining to social workers within rural areas. The objective. This research study aimed to measure self-reported compassion fatigue levels of social workers in Hawaii and determine if there was a possible correlation between telehealth usage and compassion fatigue levels. So our methodology. This study sampled 25 social work practitioners in Hawaii. It used convenience and snowball sampling, and data was gathered using an online survey distributed using Google Forms. A link to the survey was sent to social workers living in the state of Hawaii. Surveys were emailed to locally listed social workers and the National Association of Social Workers members, as many as we could find. Survey was available for 1 month before the link was shut down. A quick overview of this methodology was this study used a quantitative, non-experimental design, specifically a cross-sectional survey. Data collected was through Figley's brief compassion fatigue scale and a telebehavioral health and demographic questionnaire. The data was analyzed through a Pearson correlation test. And then, of course, our results. Results. Unfortunately, there was no relationship between compassion fatigue, burnout, and secondary trauma when correlated with telebehavioral health. If you wanted to take a moment, you could again, pause this screen to look at this data. You could also see that all of our participants were overall feeling pretty good. We have reported low compassion fatigue by 74%, low burnout by 86%, and low secondary trauma by 83% out of 25 participants. Here's a quick summary of what I just said. No correlation and no relationship. Sample size was predominantly female, Caucasian, married, and had MS degree. Limitations, small sample size, lack of diversity. Captured participants were not representative of the Hawaiian Islands population. And the time left up for the survey was only that 1 month. Telebehavioral health was measured using never, rarely, sometimes, often, always, rather than being expressed in hours, which would have made this study a stronger study. And then lastly, implications. This research adds the limited knowledge regarding the relationship between telebehavioral health services and compassion fatigue. Also, telebehavioral health continues to be used by social workers, especially in rural areas. It is important to evaluate the strengths and limitation of telebehavioral health and the impact it has on providers and clients. Thank you for listening to this presentation today. I hope to see you all in the presentation to come, and hopefully I can answer more questions. Thank you. Have a good day.